Live, this is 24-Hour News 8.
A man who survived a wrong-way driver crash that killed his wife wants justice. 80-year-old Donald Van Hoven and his 79-year-old wife, Shirley Van Hoven, were driving on I-196 earlier this month when their car was hit. 83-year-old Leslie Lehman from Grand Rapids was the driver of that wrong-way car. We discovered he was driving with a suspended license and should not have been behind the wheel. 24-Hour News 8's Heather Walker spoke to the crash survivor who is demanding change. Heather?
Yes, Larry, he wants governmental change that will prevent another unlicensed driver from getting on the road and killing someone else.
She screamed and said, "There's a car, it's coming right at us. It's coming right at us." And that's all I remember, her screaming. And I saw whatever I saw for that split second, and there was this horrible collision and explosion.
Donald Van Hoven, who's known by his friends as Doc, now sits in a wheelchair. He has a broken tibia, broken bones in his shoulder, and cracked ribs. But he's alive. Sadly, his beautiful, vibrant, and caring wife was killed.
Who's next?
The wrong-way driver, Leslie Lehman, was involved in an accident previous to this back in April. A fender bender he was at fault for and ticketed. The Grand Rapids police officer who responded filed a form asking the Secretary of State to reevaluate Lehman's driving skills. According to the Secretary of State, Lehman didn't pass the test in June, and his license was suspended until he passed the medical, road, and written test. A family friend says Lehman figured a way to trick the system, leaving the car involved in that crash in the driveway and driving another car.
I am raging with wrath about what he did, and what he did, from all appearances, with all the warnings, with all the efforts to restrain him, he still went ahead and did it, and will walk away from it.
He wants the driver to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law, and for there to be a review of the system in place preventing unlicensed drivers from getting on the road.
There has to be something within the law that can be done and could have been done and wasn't done. And I call on anybody who cares to protect the ones they love, like our Shirley, our Nana, my wife. To protect them, somebody has got to stand up and not let the next one happen.
Devastating story. That driver remains in the hospital. His condition has been upgraded to fair. The prosecutor's office has not filed charges at this time. His wife, Donna Lehman, also died in that crash. She was not wearing a seatbelt.